Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I wanted to share with you something I've been working on for a good portion of the day. Obviously I've done a couple of videos here within the last few days of this HiLux, and as well, right about the same time when I ordered the body for this, I also ordered from Banggood this URAV military truck, which I think all said and done was delivered to here for like $4.65 or something crazy like that. So really cheap RC that only just had forward and reverse, but I wanted it just for the body so I could do a magnet modification on it and be able to swap onto this chassis here with doing just this one simple little thing where I loosen up these set screws right here. And this little bracket was kind of a pain to sort of get milled and manufactured to fit and work for this purpose, but all of the efforts have totally paid off. So once I get those set, screwed in on this side here, can then take this body and just drop it right onto that, and it falls right onto the place right where it's supposed to. There's a magnet located in the back on top of a tray that I glued into the back here, and then there's another one on the top here. So now you have this is set up properly to be able to run this body here too. So the idea is going to be, like I said, that I could just kind of hot swap these, you know, just by changing the height of this bracket up onto the front. So let me just take a second to sort of focus on what I did there. So this is an aluminum bracket that came on an all metal upgrade chassis, and it had posts that were here for using the pins on the body, as well as like a metal hinge. This was originally for the C10. So I knocked the posts off of there. I had to trim one of the holes down off of the bottom to be able to get enough depth when this drops down for the HiLux to be able to have enough clearance for the hood there. But then I also needed to be able to raise it back up because this has a really tall hood on the URAV. And so then now that that's set, and you can essentially just lock those into place with the two set screws on the side, and what these are just the ball joints out of the old factory shocks. And then in the back, what I did was took the old servo tray, one of the plastic servo trays, and you can see that I've still left two of the mounts on there. I cut some of the material away so I could have something to be able to mount the shocks there, and those tops still have something to mount to, and then be able to glue a metal plate on the top, which meets up then of course with, keep picking up all these springs laying around everywhere, which is good. I glued a magnet here, and then I've got, in order to still to be able to reach this, I had to glue two magnets here, so it's got a really strong grab on the front. So like I said, all it takes is pretty much just kind of even getting it close to in place, and it just locks right where it's supposed to sit. And just to kind of repeat and reverse that process to show you how the HiLux goes back on, really easy. You just loosen these two set screws right here. Actually, I think get him back this one out a little bit more. Right there. Once that's seated all the way down in there, then you can take and tighten those back down. Of course, without stripping them, because it's obviously just plastic. And once that thing is set, I had this set up to where I just kind of placed the rear end of the frame rails where it needs to go. And this just snaps right down to where it wants to sit. And here's what the back looks like. really hides the frame rails really well. And it's also going to give me the option of being able to trim the rear part of the frame, or the body, excuse me, if I want to put a bumper on the back, which is what I did on the front. And I kind of mainly did this for the URUAV, but I think it's going to give me more of an option, and I feel a little bit better about there being some kind of protection up front for the servo and everything on the HiLux. And it kind of gives it a little bit of a bull bar appearance. Maybe I could use these as light buckets. I could always build something, kind of do some sort of, you know, maybe bull bar up front or what have you. So that's the mod. I am really happy with how this turned out. This is what I ended up doing for the magnet locations here on the bottom of the HiLux. Pretty simple, just one in the back, one in the front. And once again, I just I pretty much just put the rear part of the frame rails right where that's supposed to go, and that thing just snaps right in. It's not going anywhere. It's a pretty good mod. I think we're all set now. So if you want to know what I use for the steel on here, this is the top of a Progresso soup can. That is steel. I didn't want to use tube magnets because it raises it up too much, so I just took a Progresso soup can and I cut it with, believe it or not, I just cut it with just regular good old, you know, a pair of like really nice household scissors, not like the freshest brand new hot off the shelf pair. It's obviously like the hobby pair. And that stuff cuts really well with scissors. I didn't use tin snips because tin snips leaves a really kind of a rough serrated edge because of the way the nature of those teeth are designed on tin snips. And so just using the regular household scissors work just fine, and now the magnets, you know, work on there just fine. And so that's the video, guys. That's what I got. If you feel inspired to try this mod, I do highly recommend it. It's a really cool one to, you know, buy a couple of 125 bodies, even if you can find some stuff that you think might work for you. Maybe some other guys are already doing this, and I'm just totally late to the game. If that's the case, whatever. Thanks for watching, and anyway, that's the mod. That's pretty much the whole deal right there. I think that kind of worked out really well. You got any questions, comments, anything like that, drop them down below. You know where to do all that stuff. And thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.